All right, welcome to the recap show, everybody. I'm Sean Katina, and we are just getting our trade ideas locked and loaded because we should have a good report coming through from Pinterest in just a couple seconds as we get this computer ready to rock and roll here. Not rocking or rolling right now, unfortunately here. So we're gonna just give it a couple seconds, get it going as here it goes. Trade ideas now loading. So we don't have too much to talk about. What a wild day that was here. As you can see, we do have our sector recap coming through very soon. Then we've got Pinterest tonight, and don't be fooled because it's Pfizer, but it's Pfizer tomorrow. So we'll wait to see it's loaded now, so we're all good. We will wait to see about Pfizer tomorrow. If we come over here, this is what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be looking at Pinterest, and we do wanna thank our friends, of course, from Trade Ideas that will pump out these. So we'll just refresh these little races. Okay, now we're working. So now we're ready to rock and roll as we'll wait. Anything that pops up into here, we will bring you live on Trader TV Live. Welcome to the recap show. And what a wild day it was. As we sort of sit on our hands, or do we? I feel like the trading was really good today. Normally, some of the rhetoric that comes in heading into Fed is, hey, wait for Fed. Wait for something to happen. But today, if you go over to the triple Qs, as you can see here on a 1-minute chart, there it is. Okay, woo. Come on, Trade Ideas, stick with me. Breathe, Trade Ideas. Up to 350 there early. Look at this dump down. You got basically $4 in a straight line. But look what we bounce off again, the 200 period moving average. Hold for it, retest the highs right near the end of the day, and then just fade out a little bit into the close again, trying to hold out here on the NASDAQ. So what is another up day, man? And if you don't believe the NASDAQ moves, well, you're going to be joining a lot of clubs here because neither do a lot of people. It's been a pretty nasty movement for the triple Qs to the upside, really. I'm really surprised at how well it's been holding on the daily. You know, there's the 200 period. We had some missteps with Tesla. We had Amazon and Intel kind of, was it Amazon? Yes, it was on Friday. Saved the day there on Friday, creating a nice little upside move. But we were reeling, and the big dog is still coming through. And that is Sir Apple. As that comes in, as I just got to log in again, sorry, into my email and whatnot as we get going here. The computer kind of reset itself right near the end of the day, right at the beginning of the show there. So that's Apple. All right, let's go over now some sectors. What was up today? Well, the financials were up, which was sort of sparking SPY. The SPY today outpacing the NASDAQ, and a lot of that was due to XLF and the whatnot, right? I mean, JP Morgan holding for today as well. JPM up nicely, 1.27. Thing is, man, you're getting into some of these levels of support. If you come over to the chart here, back to the summertime. So there's a lot of names that are really dripping back in to some of these summertime lows, and some of them taking them out. Hello, Tesla broke through $200 today. We weren't thinking that was going to happen, but there's JP Morgan. And then honestly, you can look at Morgan Stanley, which has been pretty bad from the financials. Who's over there? It's Ramin. She actually had the Hydration Nation there before I did it, so shout out to you, Ramin, as well. And then there's BAC. This is the one that's interesting to me because you're holding $25. And again, this is our friend Warren Buffett's largest bank holding, Bank of America, making a move back down into $25. So we'll find out all about that. Of course, not much of a short float there with nice cash on hand of $25 billion. So the banks are much well capitalized now as opposed to where they were in 2008 and furthermore years as well. So good back and forth there with some of these banks, again, trying to hold these bottoms. I like the XLF down here. I feel like if you are, I'm more into Canadian banks. The US banks that I own are JP Morgan, the largest money center bank, and then I own Goldman Sachs for some trading revenues, which right now, a little light. Goldman Sachs not holding out. But XLF, we talked about buying some ETFs. I think if you want to take away single stock risk, I like XLF all the way down here. All right, I just got to get my Benzinga loaded up again. So Benzinga Pro, man, join it ASAP because they're going to be a big one. Benzinga Pro, you can get discount with us as well right now. As I'm just opening it up, launch platform, let's go. Let's see, did we get the report from Pinterest yet? So again, it opens it up. We all have an account. You just look into here. What has reported? I don't see Pinterest yet. So right now, we'll see it'll pop in here like AXNX right now, having reported as well. We'll double check it, and we will get a pop in to our Trade Ideas account when and if that does start moving. I'm not seeing anything yet for Pinterest on that. What was down today? Well, it was United States oil. So that move had a downside push there on United States oil, led by, of course, XOM and Chevron. CVX with a nice little downside move here today. And I'm just going to read some highlights here about the energy sector. Look at CVX, man. Earnings play all the way to the downside. It broke through that 150 and hasn't been really nice. Again, Hess being bought, PDD being bought, another name here, XOM. I feel like this might be better at the $100 mark. Oops, XOM, not at 105 where we are right now. Look at this, some dip buy opportunities. I mean, if you liked it down here, it came back up to 112, hit back again up to 113, back down again, 3 times a charm possibly for a nice little downside move there for energy. But both companies coming off earnings on Friday, and Chevron today got an upgrade though, which is a little surprising. Was Chevron actually up on the day? Did I miss that? Oh yeah, Chevron, okay, my bad. Up 1.2%, so upgraded today, which was really nice. The communication sector downside today as well, but it's SMH. Ooh-wee, this one just holding on by, you know, again, by a hair, holding on. It's below that 140, but you're just hovering at this 200 period, which is right here at 137.87. SMH down today. We shake our head, shaking my head at SMH today, as this is the semiconductors. But guess what's coming tomorrow? It's a spooky one. It's AMD. GLD? AMD coming tomorrow. This one, again, slipped through 100. That's the 200 period moving average back in. I actually think AMD could disappoint. And honestly, if it does, not very happy with it. Nice moves up, bring it back in. And then we have NVIDIA. I think, is that the 8th NVDA? Hold on a second. NVIDIA, post-market the 21st. Ay. So we got to wait a while before we get NVIDIA. So I would say AMD is going to give us a little bit of an insight into what's happening. But I can promise you this, if AMD is not selling their chips, their high-performance chips, then I am very worried about NVIDIA. I know NVIDIA sort of backloaded some of those buys. They had a record quarter last quarter, and the stock dropped from 515 right to where we are right now, 405. I'd watch out for NVIDIA. If AMD's not going to report well, I believe NVIDIA takes this $400 mark. And look at 400 on NVIDIA. I mean, you want to talk about, shout out to Sharif with his flat bottom break. Actually, I don't even have Stream Deck loaded up over here, guys. There we go, open up Stream Deck and get that going right now. We'll watch out for that because I feel like we could get an epic fail through 400 here on NVDA. So we'll watch out for that. Is Pinterest out? Ooh. She's on fire over there with the flat bottom break. Uh-oh, we out with Pinterest right now. So let's go over and have a quick look at the 1-minute chart. Hello, Pinterest with a nice little move to the upside. Is it a beat? Yes, it is. Let's just call this up right now. Let's find our Benzinga Pro and open this up for everybody. Here's Pinterest. Q3 revenue, 763 versus 743. A beat on the revenue number. Actually, I shouldn't say Pinterest is a beat. I do not have the EPS yet. All I have right now is a beat on revenue. So unless I'm missing it here, but it must be out right now. Nice move there for Pinterest to the upside. I'm seeing WDC moving around again here. WDC, so Western Digital coming in. Do we have news right now? Uh-oh. News on WDC, it's not looking good. Western Digital right now announcing a proposed $1.3 billion convertible note offering. Wow, they dropped that, dirty. Right there for Western Digital with a move, $1.3 billion convertible notes offering. So you got to figure that out. You can convert it into stock. Good report on that one, but that's coming out, hitting WDC as Western Digital making that move back in. So again, look at this. Move back down in there for WDC. Move up today, right? Then right back into $39. Yuck. WDC pulling the rug, the carpet on that. Nice move down for WDC. Still not seeing the exact numbers on Pinterest yet, but I did just get a note here. Pinterest increases MAUs, not DAUs. This is monthly active users. Damn, girl. Good one on that one. Okay, here we go. Pinterest Q4. So let me just call it Pinterest in the background so we can sort of watch this as we discuss the stock. Oopsies, we don't need that story. Pinterest right here, Q4 2023, expect revenue to grow 11 to 13% year over year. What was the expected though? Okay, 13%. Okay, so looks like they're in line there. KMPR coming through. There it is. Here it is. Adjusted EPS 28 versus 20. So Pinterest right now making moves to the high side. We're not really expecting much earnings tonight or many names to report. So Pinterest is kind of the most exciting name coming through here. Let's look at a daily chart here on Pinterest. Okay, so right now, is that true? We're trading at 27. Yeah, so this little dot will indicate where we're trading right now, above the 50 period. So that's good. Nice move back in for them. I always want to see, and Neil and I talked about this on earnings, you'd like to see a name come into the 200 period. Pinterest was already well below. I'd be initially looking to fade Pinterest here, up 11% against this 50 period. If we could open up below it, fade this 27 number. But right now, Pinterest, hello, it's a good one. It's breaking news and it's earnings and it's Pinterest all the way up to 27 right there. Only 4 sectors red today, and they were UNG. We talk about this as being the widowmaker. The reason why I think that is just the volatility that this name has on any given day. Like you could think you're out of the way of UNG. Let me just show you a daily chart. But realistically, you got to break. Well, we almost broke that. Did we break that $8? Wow, this is, oh no. Is this a bull trap? Oh, I wish I would have called Michael Noss today. We talked about a bull trap on end phase at 125, but look at this on UNG. You think it's going. You think it's breaking that $8 mark, and then whap, straight down to the downside there. So just crushing dreams right there, breaking $8, people loading up on the long. There's Boyle, there's many ETFs that will give you huge returns, but also huge damaging failures as well. Back down to the downside. Watch out for Boyle making a move on that one as well. But again, Nat Gas, UNG. Then it's USO. We talked about that. Some energy built plays coming back in. For the life of me, I can't really figure this out. I'm hearing Iran's not happy with the US over there in Syria. Israel, I don't know, man. It hurts me to talk about this all the time because realistically, everybody just wants everything to get settled. And it doesn't look like Israel or, unfortunately, Hamas backing away from each other right now. And again, not oil-rich nations, but it's when like Saudi Arabia, when Iran, when some of these other in Syria, we just talked about that. When some of these names are getting involved, you could see the price of oil spike higher. But for today, we're under the 50 period, and oil's really had a hard time going since some of this news of unfortunately, this war there in the Middle East. Right now, thankfully, it's only really just in that region, but if it does spread, I think you want to get long oil at some point in your portfolio, and why not now? The reason for the oil long is look at XLE. XLE today right at the 200 period moving average. So XLE is right here at that level. So you do got to watch out for that trade. I just realized I'm not even logged in to my trading portfolio. Hey, let's see what kind of a day it was on Friday. Let's do something right now. Let's go bang. Let's do some calculations right now. And let's go over to find out. So again, if you are with us here at Day Trade the World, you can easily go into our trader information portal. And what that will show you is some pretty cool things here. On balance, we talk about that live every single day. Some interesting notes that come through for us, but this is what I care about. Let's compare your profits. This is a pretty dangerous thing to do overall because you're not trying to compare yourself to somebody else. You could compare, sorry, let me rephrase that. You're not trying to compare your profit or your net to somebody else. You could want to trade like me, want to trade like Neil, want to trade like Adara or Obi or Max or anybody that's been on our show. That is fine. Understanding and educating yourself. But when I'm going to look at these profits here, these are going to be over Day Trade the World's top traders, right? It's from Friday. So I don't know what these numbers are going to be like, but let's go ahead right now and compare your profit. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a huge day. We're going to go for the top 10 traders today. So this does not get updated until we run everything after the market closes. So this is from Friday. And again, we'll talk a little bit about the different markets here. Markets 8, 9, 10 are not accurate of top traders. They're often new markets or markets that Day Trade the World is trying to promote, okay? So right there, the top trader, $9,500 made on New York and NASDAQ. These are the markets that they traded. Amsterdam. So shout out to all my friends over there in Europe. Shout out to Luis Barbado with your office in Barcelona and all the other ones. I've traveled, this is back 20 years ago, I was sent by Day Trade the World to Russia, opened up 2 offices over there in lovely Moscow. Again, so opportunities abound in the markets. We trade over 60 live markets. Back to the screen quickly. 5,000 there. Then here it is. Look at this. ASX, Asian futures and Hong Kong trading. $4,000. $4,000 Hong Kong again. Shout out to Canada showing up there for 3,600. Then again, someone trading the venture exchange here in Canada, as well as New York and NASDAQ. More love for Amsterdam. And it looks like someone did quite well on the OTC markets there on Friday. I give that look because you know we're trading GBTC. So there it is right there, OTC markets with a good little look. And what I trade over there on the OTC markets, you'll see me talk about it on the show quite often, is GBTC, ETHE, some of those names, sometimes Luckin Coffee if it's moving that DIDIY as well, DD coming through. All right, anything hitting around. Oh, Zoom info. Oh, I didn't have that one. So this is not Zoom. Whoops, so this is our P-Pro 8 login. Again, just to show you guys, we are available in Espanol, Russian, and Mandarin as well. So I will drop it down. Unfortunately, you could choose your live or TMS. You only see your boy in one, but I can't unfortunately show you my login right now, but we will do that. And then we will check out Zoom info right now here and see what's going on as yeah, people are gonna like say, trying to hear my keystrokes here to see what my logins are. That'd be pretty gangster. Yeah. Ramin already knows it. All right, so let's find out what ZI is doing right now. Zoom info with a nice little move to the upside. This is not ZM. This is not Zoom Communications, remember. Okay, now I'm loading in, so I just have to wait for that. My charts are going to overtake some of these other ones. There it is right now, ZI, Q3 adjusted right now, some more popping in right now, Varanus and Trex. But 26 versus 26, revenues slightly heavier, get better. 314 versus 311, so a nice number there for ZI, but it doesn't look like, unlike Allen Iverson, AI, it doesn't look like ZI is going to have a Hall of Fame career right here. Nice move to the upside, but then faded right back in. So not much happening. Let's just quickly check out what pins, woo. Ramin, you ever on Pinterest or? What are you checking out over there on Pinterest? Clothes, yeah. Yeah, so I think Pinterest actually has a pretty good use case, right? And it is, if you can find people, like she was just mentioning, maybe people for fashion that you're trying to follow. I know my wife looks at different, again, people that you're following, what are they up to? Designs, things like that. Yeah, interior decorating, things like that. Ramin buying a mansion these days coming through. You got to decorate it up. Invite me to your home. Whoa, shoot. Now, what's it called? Housewarming party. Shout out to Ramin over there. Oh, and a big shout out to my guy, Sharif, man. Right above this is fail. I was going to say, feel better soon. We had to have Sharif leave earlier there because, again, we still got to get those air purifiers around here. Come on, Brendo, man. This guy's supposed to be... Okay, I'll talk to Brendo about that afterwards. But, all right, so that's Pinterest right now. Those are earnings right now. What I want to talk about was the next name that's on the board, Ramin, and it's going to be Pfizer. Pfizer has been really absolutely destroyed, and I have to admit it, I am a casualty of war here for Pfizer. I definitely bought some at $35. I remember buying this, seeing this come in. I thought there was like round 12 of COVID was going to hit. Doesn't appear that that's going to be a thing. Although I do know some people, I think we all do, that have recently got COVID. And I know our government's trying to pump the next shot. I'm going to leave that out of everybody's own decision now and not talk about that because it does get a little bit political sometimes in our chat. But anyways, Pfizer not doing well right now and quite sick, actually. To the downside goes Pfizer. We will wait for a very important earnings report from them. Where are they coming through on the weekly chart here? Okay, I don't have it, but we may get reloaded on this because this could be a good averaging in part here. Wow, the COVID, this is March of, who would have thought that Pfizer after all of this name recognition, right? Like, so like my kids know the name Pfizer, right? So like you're talking about 8, 9, 10-year-olds. I thought that there would have been something good there for Pfizer, but it looks like they're coming back in. And again, we all know about the story there with drugs, right? And the thing is that you become generic faster now. They lowered, and again, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know exactly what they went from, but I thought they went from like 11 years down to 7, whereby if you create like whatever, Tylenol, then it's only generic for you for those smaller amount of times. So people working on drugs, even like what's happening here with Eli Lilly and Mounjaro and stuff like that, it hasn't even, Neil called it a weight loss drug, it's not even approved yet for weight loss. So the minute it does get approved for that, I believe the time just starts ticking again then on how long you can have that drug in your pocket before it becomes generic. And again, that alters pricing and everything like that, right? So some of these names like a Pfizer getting hit, I believe there's more stories with Pfizer lawsuits and whatnot outstanding. The name for me to pick up would be J&J. I really like J&J here, and I know it's fallen in. I know they had some settlement with talc, and they did have, I think it was their formula, their baby powder, it was, not their formula, that's Nestle. Their baby powder had some talc in it, and that, of course, created some cancerous situations, and again, not to speak lightly of it, but they were through that. And I think it was billions and billions of dollars, but they still have to work their way through some lawsuits. But J&J, again, on the weekly, man, you're pulling back into levels that you've seen back in 2020. At some point, some of these names are going to be buys. We can't just load up on the Mag 7 all the time. But coming tomorrow, also Caterpillar, which reminds me again, we're on weekly charts now because these stocks are really getting pulled back, right? So Caterpillar back down here near 200. If you get anything near 200, Neil will always talk about putting lower bids. He calls them stink bids. That just means that you're putting like a really kind of crappy bid, hoping that if the stock doesn't perform well, that you will get that fill. And I believe that we're looking for one down here in and around 205-ish for Caterpillar. The other name, of course, John Deere coming in. That's Dominion. What is Deere's DE? I was going to say, what is Deere? I was going to say, once you put it in wrong the first time, you got to rethink it. But Deere coming out right there with it. I mean, I think Deere can get a little bit lower than where we are right now anyways. Come over to the weekly chart quickly, and we'll just see what's happening with Deere. Not much. What's it looking like on the daily? Because me and Daniel Shea talked about this. Yeah, there's 350. Wow, slip up on that, and we'll see you later again. Summer highs for John Deere. All right, what's up, Apple? So you want to spook us tonight? Let's see if there's anything happening with this Apple event on board right now. Benzinga Pro. Anything here on Apple? I actually really like this platform. I don't know how much it costs. You guys can look it up. But right now, I'm not seeing anything since 4 o'clock here on Apple. You can type it in. It's actually pretty cool because there's a lot of notes about this that shows you the charting, things like that. Go check it out. It's Benzinga Pro, but nothing right now on Apple. So is it flying high in the aftermarket? Let's go have a quick check. When does that Apple event start anyways? I feel like it's not started yet. Was it 4:30? Maybe it's 4:30. Let me check out what people in the chat are saying. And if you are here in the chat, then I'm going to say, what's up to you? I did put on there, I do want to talk about the market scope, so I have a few cool things to, oh my God, it's already 9:24. All right, chat, look, I have you up here. Shout out to everybody that's in the 9:24, 4:24. Man, more vodka. You know why? Because when it's 9:24, I'm like, uh-oh, it's almost market open time. Now, because not, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, oh. So I look at the rundown, what happens in the morning. I'm like, okay, it's 9:24. Let's go. Let's get the bell ready to go. And then right now it's not 9:24. I got to go all the way to Scarborough today. So I got to hustle home. Ciao, Cat. I got to go home. Got to pick up my kid. We have a game in Scarborough tonight. So shout out. Yo, what's up, Melissa Murphy and everybody? It's almost bedtime. Yeah, I wish, man. I don't get to sleep. Anyways, lie down with the kids. Even though my kids are still 9 and 11, my wife and I still lie down with them, not until they fall asleep. Well, my girl pretty much, yes. She actually yells at me if she feels me get up from the bed and she's not asleep yet. I rub her back and I have these kind of nursery rhyme things that we do. No. One of them is the 7th inning stretch for baseball. So then, you know, 3 strikes you're out, and the old, so that kind of stuff. Then we have some hockey games, and I have some other personal ones that maybe I'll do that at one point. Okay, so let's go. What else I want to talk about? Oh yeah, market scope. So I did close my Twitter account, but hopefully because we had a different page here, I just have to reopen it. I did tweet out some stuff, so just bear with me for a second as I open it back up. Okay, good. Opened up right away. I'm not going to open this. There's people messaging me right now, and I don't know how to not show it. So, all right. One thing I want to talk about that was really cool, I found it off Bespoke. So this is a great little website. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but Bespoke has a great Twitter feed. And I just want to say here, looking at how can I make this bigger? There it is right here. So hopefully that's good. Is that good? Can you guys see it? Let me just go one more. There we go. All right, you can maybe get rid of me there if you want. But here's Microsoft. Lone mega cap stock still above its 50-period DMA. And then we're worried about Apple. So right here, Apple, Amazon, we're missing Tesla out of the Mag 7 here, but that's okay. Just looking at all of these, so Meta below. There's Microsoft holding fort right now on the 50-period moving average. Everything else is worse. So I tweeted out, which name does everybody like the best out of all of this? Now, I'm biased. I still think Google's a great buy here at 120. The fact is it's well below its 50-period moving average because it held out so high for so long. Right, we only have 2 responses to this. Let's see what other people wrote down here. How do I even, go down here and see. Where do I see what people respond? Oh, maybe they were offensive here, so I can't see. Yeah, this one in S&P 500. So again, this dude here talking about trimming some of his positions. So what's up to Jurian? So not much comment, but let me know who you guys think. 102 likes, 31 retweets, but nothing here on Bespoke. The other thing I want to talk about real quickly was also this. This isn't actually real. Whoa, that's pretty bold. All right, so let's go into this. Heading into today, the percentage of the S&P stocks that are above their 200-day, and go follow me at TraderTV Anything cool like this I find, I want to tweet it out. Look at this. There it is right here. So it's 25% right now of the names are above. Everything else, you're starting to get lower right here, below their 200-day moving average. So that's not good. So we're only 25% are above, which means 75% are remain below. So I know, I got you there. Not paying attention. No, just kidding. But anyways, so it's a nice move. The last time we were here, October 22nd, so of 22, October of 22 was the last time we cracked lower on this. So right now, the market, the fear index, more towards fear right now as we look at this. Very, very interesting. Go find me over there on X. So we are getting close to it. I said to the wife, I'll end the show on time because I got to hustle home and get the kids over there. So let's do that. Let's go with the bang right now, and let's go over to our next sector right now, which is our infamous roll call. Who's here? That was short. Did you end that too quick there? That's just how short it is? Okay, so right now let's go over to roll call, see who's here with us. Pinterest, still a nice move to the upside. And I do have to open up again. I do want to do it because my good friend over there, Bears vs. Bulls, did put us in the super chats. I will talk about that really, really quick. And I do want to make sure that everybody hits the like and the subscribe here on today's show. So please do that. It means a lot to us as we're staying late for you guys one more time. But I can't do the show. Again, not much super chat happening right now, but thank you to Ahmed and thank you to Brooklyn with a new member. So 2 super chats, and again, a big thank you to Bears vs. Bulls. Who's here? He's here. There's Bears vs. Bulls is here as well. Freddie K. Hey, Freddie K. I haven't seen you before, so a big shout out to you. Thank you so much. The gang is here. What's up to Monty G? He's here. Monty G's always here, so shout out to you, Monty. Chris is on here as well. Still here, says Chris. I want to do a big wave to everybody. How's everybody doing right now? Big wave to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. It is getting close to kid time. Hugh is here as well. Peter's here. Everybody, who's here that I haven't seen? Yo, B. Davis, what up, my guy? B. Davis is here. Thank you so much. I really take this, Mr. Westermeyer. I keep saying it, real trades. You guys have seen it. I'll always talk about those ratios, and I know we go back and forth on the show, but I'm telling you that like I'm 7-1, 7-2, 10-2, 8-2, because it's legit. It's actually what I am for the day there, right? And so again, I'm not going to challenge other traders to posting theirs. Be comfortable within yourself. Whatever you're doing, stay true to yourself. You could be, and this is the thing, you could be 1-4 on a day, but it's that one winner that puts you over the top. Just stay in your zone. That for me is the most important. Doesn't matter about stacking it up or anything like that. Just be comfortable, be where you are. And then when you start to hit ratios like that, guys and girls, that's when you want to start to up your share size. All right, so just be confident with your trades, understand when you're on one and when you are up your shares. Then when you start to come back a little bit, we've heard Obi talk about this as well, go into sim mode. You know, lower your shares, do something a little more productive so you can get into that zone. We're in one, and I want you to make sure you join me tomorrow at 8:30. We'll do this all over again. Make sure you check out the infamous sticky note, which Obi stole from me as well. So right there, shout out. I love Obi anyways. But join me every single day as there it is. I didn't hear the... Hit it. We got to get out of here. Thank you so much to everybody, man. It's been a fantastic show. We're already on this view, which means I got to kick out of here. Shout out to everybody. I'm coming home, my wife, and I love you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Join me tomorrow at Trader TV Live.